The way I look at it is when I try to handicap the New York Jets, what are my weaknesses, right? Offensive line is a concern. Mekhi Becton, who's supposed to be this all-world left tackle, hasn't been, and he already has a knee problem again this summer despite losing a whole bunch of weight. But running back, no disrespect to Bam Knight or to Michael Carter, good quality backup running backs. A guy gets 4 or 5, targets in the course of a game. Mm-hmm. Dalvin Cook's just different. He's better. Yeah. This also allows Breece Hall to relax in his comeback. Yeah. I understand a 22-year-old kid wanting to come back right now because that's how we would all be when you're young and immature and you're full of it and you're ready to go. Mm-hmm. Dalvin Cook allows Breece to come back in the right amount of time and makes the Jets the favorite to win the AFC East. And I think you'd have to agree with that.
And we don't want a running back, or the Jets don't necessarily want a running back. And if I was Breece Hall, I wouldn't want to be the running back that's getting a bulk of the carries and a bulk. Because running backs get worn down.
Yeah.
By week 10, we want you to still feel fresh to some degree and want you to still be a viable option out there for us and able to withstand those hits that we need down the stretch to make a playoff run. Yep. So I think he should have that in mind.
He's not thinking about that. He's thinking about Dalvin Cook coming in, taking
these reps.
Yeah. That's natural.
That's natural. Yeah. But he's not thinking about, I get to take my time. I get to relax. If he was a mature running back in his 5th, 6th, 7th year, he would understand.
When he already got paid. Yeah.
Right, yeah. He will understand that, maybe I should take my time, come back, and he could be an additional viable person for this team.
There's no doubt. And he is the future for the New York Jets. Here's the other thing. This is a rare thing. For a player that's being actively courted by an NFL team to come out this morning and say, there's a high probability I sign with the Jets. I like what the Jets have going on. Now it's just about money. Yeah. Now it's just about, we know the Jets like him or else they wouldn't be bringing him in, right?
Right.
Now it's about how much do you want and will you take what we're offering? Mm-hmm. I told you when I first broke the story a couple of days ago, they were $1 million apart in their early negotiations based on here's our initial ask, here's our initial offer. They were not far apart, meaning outside of something crazy happening where medical tests come back and they don't like what they see, or they do more investigating into the allegations between him and his former girlfriend, and they don't like what they get back, which is also possible. Right. I think if all that stuff clears, all the hurdles, Dalvin Cook is a Jet by Sunday night.
Yeah, and it could happen literally today. Like, I think they're going through those conversations right now. Yep. It could happen as soon as
and those are real concerns the Jets have.
And then just to circle back on Breece Hall thing, coming from a team that had 2 running backs, 2 elite-level running backs, in my opinion, and then 2 receivers that were 1,000-yard guys, there's enough handoffs for those running backs to go around.
Yes, and that's why you have a guy like Nathaniel Hackett who's been there and done it very successfully with the Green Bay Packers, now running the New York Jets offense. All right, so we'll keep you abreast of that. When we come here on Monday, good chance. Number 4 is Dalvin Cook playing for the New York Jets, meaning Thursday night. Hall of Fame game, Dalvin Cook, 20 carries, 150 yards, 4 tutties. That could happen, but that's a few days away.
We're going to have to strap Craig to a chair.
Same thought.
Listen, Thursday we get real football on the telly, and I'll be sitting on my ass watching it. I can't wait. It's a Hall of Fame game, Browns.
We're in England.
Anyway, here's you go. Second of football, I've been on this guy for a long time. That didn't sound right.
What?
Calvin, you know what I'm talking about.
Do we?
I think this guy might be a Pro Bowl wide receiver this year. Calvin Ridley, obviously a year suspension for gambling like a knucklehead. All the video we've seen of him and Trevor Lawrence at training camp has looked awesome. Speed, the cuts, the precision, and Calvin Ridley also recognizes that he might be the man in Jacksonville. Listen to this.
Well, I'm going to just say this right now. I didn't lose not one step, if not better. I'm definitely wiser. I'm definitely stronger, faster, and I did not lose a step, I'll tell you that. Man, I'm him. I'm Calvin Ridley.
Well, he knows his name, so that's right?
Yes,
by the way, I happen to agree with everything he said. Yeah. And what I like about what he said is he's wiser.
Right.
And I don't think I think a lot of times young athletes, you probably experience all you guys at some point, probably take it for granted a little bit, because that's what you're a ball player, you're a football player, you're a baseball player, right? he now got football taken away from him.
Yes.
So I think when you have that happen, you respect it a little bit more.
Yeah.
You recognize I'm blessed. It's not a right, it's a privilege to get paid to play sports. And I think with Trevor Lawrence now having figured out how to be a top-notch NFL quarterback, which he did in the second half of last year, and you had a stud like that, Calvin Ridley is a 1,000-yard wide receiver and then some this year, and he's a player to watch for sure.
I'll tell you what, Craig, as an undrafted free agent, I did not take this thing for granted, okay? Because I would have been $0. They would have kicked me out. I would have been home with Patterson solo.
Fair enough.
But I get it, though. I get it. The other guys that are highly touted guys that come in different circumstances do have the ability to take it a little bit for granted. I think he learned from his situation. I think he understands the ability that he has and the opportunity that's placed in front of him with Trevor Lawrence. This is a highly talented quarterback he's playing with here, and he wants to be with guys like that for the long haul, for the entirety of his career. And this is the first step into it.
He stays healthy. You're talking about 1,000 yards for that
Easily,
kid,
if not more.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why Jacksonville offensively has the goods at almost
And Christian
every
Kirk
position.
is pretty good on the other side.
Yes, he is. All right, listen, let's go to third and football. This guy's going to be a household name very quickly. Look at that cut.
Oh, baby.
Oh, my God. One more time.
That was spicy.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's a slow-ass linebacker guarding him, but still.
Doesn't matter.
Look at that. Look at the cut. Watch the catch. Watch the catch. I got you. That's Bijan Robinson. He's the rookie out of Texas with the Atlanta Falcons, a high draft pick for Atlanta. I think, 8th overall in this past NFL draft, making more money than Saquon Barkley. Hasn't played it down just yet.
My God.
Wow.
In the NFL.
My God.
Insane.
But that's why Atlanta feels very good about the future. They've got a legit running back who's obviously a great athlete, got speed, got hands, and that move looked pretty good.
I thought that was a wide receiver for a second.
Right.
That route was so clean. But it's good to see Bijan going off and really seeing his talent level. We're going to see a lot more of that this whole year.
And by the way, he does make more money than Saquon
He does.
Barkley
That was-
and Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard.
actually
But that's just the way it is because he was drafted top 10 in the draft. What's weird about it is you got that. Oh, look at that again. So pretty.
Very smooth.
Like, who lives there? Yeah. Like whose backyard
nice.
did they borrow to have Atlanta Falcons?
Very
I never
nice.
saw that.
Atlanta looks very nice right now.
I
That
mean,
looks good.
there was a Falcons logo
It
on
did
that.
look like
so
Buckhead, I'd
it's a
say that.
weird clubhouse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
No,
about?
yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, that wasn't Buckhead.
That was not Buckhead. All right, let's go to fourth in football, Josh Allen. Listen, they've been close. They went to one AFC championship game, a couple divisional playoff losses as well. And he acknowledges we have one goal here, but it's been hard this far. Here's Josh Allen. I'm trying to win it all. Go ahead.
Again, we're working for a Lombardi Trophy, and we've been in the playoffs the last 4 years, whatever it is, and it hasn't come out our way. So, what are we doing? How can we talk about turning everything that we do into winning that Super Bowl?
Yeah, look, it's been a strange offseason for them because of the alleged, divide between him and Stephon Diggs, which I think Stephon did a good job yesterday,
Yes, he did
kind
a
of
great
putting to
job.
the side, telling
Correct.
people it's all BS. We're good, so that's great. If you're a Bills fan, I think bringing Poyer back on that 2-year deal
Big time.
is significant
Big time.
because he's a great safety. It has been for a number of years now for the Buffalo Bills. Plus, his fiance is ridiculous, if I may. Rachel Bush, you can look her up for sure. They're well coached.
How do you just know her full name?
Wait a
Just off
second,
the
what?
bat
It's
like
my
that?
job, Vic. I got to
Is
know
it?
everything. Yeah, it's my job. Look it up. You can test me on that one. In any event, here's the problem. It doesn't get easier. It gets harder because you have won 3 consecutive AFC East titles, but other teams get better. The New York Jets are a problem. The Miami Dolphins, who damn near beat them in a playoff game last year without a real starting quarterback, are a problem, right? So I think what he's saying makes sense.